answer a question today that I spent a lot of time Googling the answer for when I first started my photography business. To no avail, really. When I first started, like, at that time, like, trying to be a business person, trying to have a photography business, and people were paying me to take their photos, I didn't know what to wear. Like, what are you supposed to wear to that? I'd worked in a corporate office, so I knew like business casual, and I had a lot of business casual things. But like, I, you can't very well show up to your family session and I'm in like a button down and a blazer. But like, I need to be comfortable, but I want to be taken seriously. And so like, what do you do? Um, the internet told me a lot of things that you should wear if you're an event photographer. Don't forget, this was like 13 years ago. This was like before AI. I was searching in photography groups, I'm searching on photography websites, I'm searching in probably Ask Jeeves back then. And I could find all sorts of resources for like really great outfits for you to wear when you're photographing a wedding, shoes that you can wear for 8 hours, all sorts of things like that. A lot of photographers sharing with other photographers things that they have in their closet that they love. But like, what about if you're going to the park or the beach? What do you do? When I was in Manhattan, it was a lot of dressing for the weather and dressing for the fact that I might be spending an hour on the subway just to get to Central Park. Okay, so that dictated a lot of those choices. Here, the beach is totally different. And so I want to talk specifically about what I wear to photograph on the beach. We moved to Charleston when I was 8 months pregnant. And I knew I wanted maternity photos, and I thought it'd be really fun to have them on the beach since like we were moving here, we were gonna have a little beach baby, and it would be so fun. So like everybody, right? I Googled Charleston photographers, went through some of their Instagram profiles, and found somebody whose vibe I really liked. I recommend you do the same. I hope that's how you found me. Maybe I'm your vibe. And we showed up to our session. We went through the whole booking process, showed up to the beach at the right time, and I was so excited. And I got there, and she walked up to our car to introduce herself, and I was gobsmacked that she was in leggings and flip-flops. Like, gobsmacked. In Manhattan, I just never would have shown up to a session like that. And so, to be honest, when we moved here, I didn't even have leggings. I just didn't own them. But like, leggings just weren't, how do I say this? Leggings were not necessarily really efficient for like being out of your house for 7 hours at a time in all sorts of weather and situations. And that's kind of life in cities sometimes, especially when we lived in Manhattan. I loved it. We could put our shoes on in the morning and you never knew what adventures you were going to come across while you were out. You might end up eating and running into people and seeing street festivals and like parades all the time. You kind of never knew what you're getting yourself into. So I had to dress for that fact, right? Here, what now? Right? Like, I kind of perfected that. What about beach life? So anyways, she came. She was the best. The photos were so great. She was so easy to work with. I loved all the photos she gave to us. But I couldn't get over the fact that, like, she was in leggings. Leggings. Like, what do I feel about that? What do I think about that? I wasn't sure because at the time I didn't know how I was going to show up to sessions. And so I was kind of taking notes, and it was all very uncertain to me. So that made it very clear that I think your work speaks for yourself, and how you show up matters much less than I probably was putting the weight behind it. I showed up to one of my first beach sessions wearing jeans. Never again. I don't even show up in denim shorts if I can help it. If I'm not like going somewhere, coming somewhere between things, denim is not happening on the beach. And now I'm wearing a whole lot of yoga pants, yoga shorts, leggings, and I get it in a capacity I couldn't have when we hadn't really lived here. On the beach at a session, I am thinking not at all, not ever, not for a single second about my clothes, which means if I see a great photo, about to take place, and it's going to require me to get down low, I am dropping to my belly on the sand. If you're playing at the edge of the water and I'm like, oh my God, that would be such a great shot from that angle, I am running into those waves. And so a lot of times I'm coming home from sessions sandy. I'm coming home in some capacity, something on me is wet. I also learned I'm always putting my hair up before I leave. In fact, in my camera bag, I keep like my beach hair clips and hair ties because the wind on the beach can really get that hair going, and you do not need my hair in your photos, right? Like my hair whipping in front of the lenses, very annoying. I don't have the time or the mental space to be worrying about pushing my hair out of my way. And also, I usually leave beach sessions with like a film of that salt air sand kind of all over. So having my hair up is just best. I do actually have a large collection of like really comfortable, I guess, like, what are they? They're not athleisure, but they're like, and they're not a cotton material. I guess it's kind of like an athletic material. I like to wear them in more of a Bermuda short length personally. I have very long legs. And so I know that even longer styles look shorter on me. That's just something I've learned about my body and working it on and off in retail and fashion spaces for a really long time. So longer shorts look shorter on me. And if there's a chance I'm going to be running into waves and diving into sand and crawling around with your baby, capturing them while they eat seashells, I want to make sure that at no point am I worried about my shorts riding up or being inappropriate or, needing to readjust myself because they're too tight. So it's like I have like a loose athleisure kind of shorts I bought at Costco years ago. I bought them in like 5 different colors. I think I have 2 or 3 black. I've got a navy. I've got a green. And I'm just wearing those universally. The other thing that I'm wearing at almost every session, and yes, I am talking about sunset sessions in July and in August, even though it's 100 degrees outside, is a lightweight sweater. I know it sounds so silly, but it can be very windy at the beach. And I do not have the time or capacity to think about my own temperature control. When I'm deep in a session, like my creative brain is firing. And so I need to know that I am like going to be comfortable. And so the shorts definitely help with that. I do have some longer versions of like, I guess that same kind of more athleisure material, not a cotton, but not like a spandexy workout either, like more of like a jogger material. I'm thinking like varsity jackets from the 90s, that like, but not the shiny one. Anyways, I have those in a longer length too for when I need a little bit more length if it's a little chillier out. But I have some lightweight sweaters. I have a lightweight hoodie. I have a lightweight yellow sweater I love, and they have my logo on them. And so if I'm not wearing that on my body when I leave my house for a beach session, it's tied around my waist and tucked right to the top of my bag. But usually I'm wearing them, even if it's 100 degrees outside, it's windy, and I just need to like be protected from the wind, and I just need to not worry about it. So shorts and a lightweight hoodie is like kind of what you're going to find me in, basically at the beach every time. And it is funny to think about. Now, I don't have to worry about shoes. I'm just going to go barefoot. I do step into piles of brambles 50% of my beach sessions, at least. So I totally recommend if you're going to be traipsing off the path, you should wear shoes. But usually I sometimes I just leave them in my car. I don't even bring them to the beach with me. Actually, my first year photographing here, so about 5 years ago, which is so crazy. I was at a beach session and I wore my like Old Navy flip-flops and left them on the side, which I do that sometimes too, is if I have like a distance to walk from my car to where I'm meeting you, I'll wear my flip-flops, but then I just kicked them off and left them right in the dunes, and then came back and we discovered someone had stolen my flip-flops, my very disgusting $2 flip-flops, which had like my own toe prints on them. I don't even need to think about why they did that or what they were going to do with those. I drove home barefoot and it was fine. It's because that's acceptable here in beach life. But so I don't even have to worry about shoes, and neither do you for sessions, which is so great. I'm not going to find me in a dress on the beach. It's just not practical. Like I said, you're not going to find me in denim. It's mostly just t-shirts and something I can move around in really rapidly. And most importantly, that sand will wash out of easily. Because I have lost some clothing to the sand. When you like wash it, and you take it out of the washing machine, there's just sand caked all over the drum. If you don't know what that's like, you're very lucky. Sand sticks. It gets gross. Anyways, when you book your beach session, that's what I'm going to show up wearing. A smile and my really cute beach uniform, essentially. And if you happen to be a photographer who are also wondering, what the heck do I wear? I keep it casual. I keep it comfortable because I need to be able to move really fast, especially my arms. If I cannot rotate my arms fully in whatever I'm wearing, like this really probably wouldn't work for photos. I could pull it off, but I wouldn't love it. I would maybe wear this to an event where I'm not like I'm not crawling around or like jumping in bushes, right? That's a little bit more contained. But especially if there are young kids, I'm definitely not wearing anything that's going to restrict any movement. And so, yeah, we're going comfy casual and we're going cute because I love to be cute.